Welcome to Evaluating Curb Ramps. This video will focus on three types of curb ramps: perpendicular, parallel, and combined. The tools needed for measuring a curb ramp include a smart level, 25-foot measuring tape, and a copy of the curb ramp inspection sheet. The first example is perpendicular. Here you can see we are taking three measurements of the running slope. The running slopes of the ramp should always be equal to or less than 7.69%. Always record your highest value. Next, we move to the cross slope of the ramp. Take three measurements. The cross slope should always be equal to or less than 1.56%. This is the landing area. We only need to take two measurements of the cross slope and two measurements of the running slope. Each slope should be equal to or less than 1.56%. Here we measure the gutter slope. This measurement should be equal to or less than 5%. Now grab the measuring tape and measure the ramp width. Then head to the landing area and measure the width and the length. All of these measurements should read a minimum of 4 feet. Be sure to answer the additional questions on the curb ramp inspection guide. Our next example is the parallel curb ramp. Here we are measuring the running slope of the landing area. Removing debris is a critical part of the process. Here we are measuring the cross slope of the landing area. Make sure to record your highest values for each measurement. Now moving on to one side of the parallel ramp. Take three measurements of the running slope. Be sure to avoid any joints in the concrete as it can throw off your measurements. Grab three cross slope measurements and record your highest values for each. Head on over to the other ramp. This is where you'll grab the next three running slope measurements and three cross slope measurements. This ramp has flared sides instead of returned curbs. Measure each flare. They should be equal to or less than 10%. Now measure the gutter slope. Remember, this should be equal to or less than 5%. Here you see we are measuring the length and width of the landing area. Next, we measure the width of the first ramp. Don't forget, grab the second ramp's width as well. All of these measurements should be a minimum of 4 feet. Our next example is the combination ramp. It uses parts from the parallel and perpendicular ramp types. We start off by getting three measurements of the first ramp cross slope, remembering that a ramp cross slope must be equal to or less than 1.56%. Then we grab three measurements of the first ramp's running slope, remembering that the ramp's running slope should be equal to or less than 7.69%. Moving on to the landing running slope and cross slope. Keep in mind, these values both should be equal to or less than 1.56%. Here you can see we measured our first flare, making sure it is 10% or less. We grab our first ramp's running slopes. Grab three measurements, recording your highest value. Then we head on over to the other side, grabbing our second flare, and then finishing out off camera our second side ramp running slope. So you grab the tape measure and you measure the ramp width, the landing width, and then you measure the landing length. All of these measurements should be a minimum of 4 feet.